Happy Arvo. Hello. Thank you so much for joining me today, especially you, Michael. Michael suggested I react to this right here, The Games, an excerpt from The Games, which is a mockumentary leading up to the Sydney hosting the 2000 Olympics. And I'll recognize the very funny John Clarke. Ah, yes, the front fell off. So this should be funny. I don't know. I really don't know. What? Quiet, please. Umbrella Entertainment. Ah, yes, I recognize that.
Now, the medals.
Gone?
Bit of a rework.
Ah, brighter colours, perhaps.
Shape needs work.
Round, obviously, being...
Cliche.
Of course.
Now, the Parade of Nations. Greece first.
This is how I imagine these suits talk. Hey, how about breakdancing? That would be great for the Olympics. Anyway.
Now, the Parade of Nations. Greece first, Australia last. Alphabetically, it's all over the shop. Needs work. Anyway, we'll get back to that one. Because there's this one. Yes, this one. The traditional release of the doves on their flight of peace. Frankly, I was hoping for something a bit more Australian.
Australian.
Emus, perhaps?
Emus. Emus don't fly, Jasmine. A walk for peace,
Exactly.
a long-necked waddle for peace.
Lovely.
Yes. Well, can you leave these ideas with us, Jasmine?
Yeah,
because
we better move on.
they're substantial and very interesting. And
Thank you.
well, thank you very much for coming by.
Good to see you. Oh,
See you again.
Bye now.
Nice seeing you.
Now, Mr. Wilson, we've got a problem, haven't we?
No problemo. That is not good.
No, this is not good at all, Mr. Wilson.
I have to just say that anybody who's worked in any kind of like corporate setting with these types of people knows that this is not far off reality right here. Let's change something that works perfectly fine the way it is because I'm stupid and I think maybe it should change.
Bye.
Good to see you. Oh,
See you again.
Bye now.
Nice seeing you.
Now, Mr. Wilson, we've got a problem, haven't we?
No problemo. That is not good.
No, this is not good at all, Mr. Wilson.
What sort of a problem?
Well, I'm right, aren't I, in assuming that you put that athletics track in?
Yes, that's right.
Yeah, now, did you do this to specifications, Mr. Wilson?
Yes,
Are they the specifications there, Mr. Wilson?
yes, that's them.
Good.
Now, Mr. Wilson, have you
The front fell off.
measured the 100 metres track?
Yes, of course.
Well, let me ask you, how long is it?
How long is the 100 metres track?
Yes.
It's a 100 metres track.
Yeah, I know what it is, Mr. Wilson. I'm asking you how long it is.
It's about 100 metres.
It's about 100 metres long.
Yes.
How long should it be, Mr. Wilson?
That's about the length it should be.
Yeah, about 100 metres long. Is the 200 metres track about 200 metres long?
Well, the 200 metres track is different.
Isn't it twice as long as the 100 metres?
Well, the 200 is different.
No, you've lost us.
Well, the 200 metres track is part of the 400 metres track.
Well, how long's the 400 metres track, Mr. Wilson?
Well, the 400 metres starts round here in the back straight, finishes up here at the finish line. It's a staggered start.
No, familiar with the event itself, Mr. Wilson. What I'm trying to ascertain is, are you absolutely sure that the 200 metres track is 200 metres long?
Yes, that's right.
Yeah, because it's half the 400 metres track, which is 400 metres long.
That's right. The 200 metres is half the 400 metres. You can measure it.
Yeah, no. But the 400 metres track is exactly 400 metres long, is it?
That's right.
So the 200 metres track is exactly 200 metres long.
Yes, of course.
But what you're telling me is that the 100 metres track is about 100 metres long.
Slightly different arrangement to the 100 metres track.
Is a metre a slightly different concept, is it, in 100 metres as against 200? Well, I don't understand, Mr. Wilson, quite why in the construction of a 100 metres track you would want to depart too radically from the constraints laid down for us by the conventional calibration of distance.
Whoa.
The 100
Big words.
metres track is not part of the 400 metres track. It starts...
Oh, it ended. I was thoroughly just enjoying that. I need a little bit more.
Brian, have you got those figures?
We have to do an interview, John.
Yeah, right, we'll do that, Gina. I've got to go to Treasury, Brian. They'll ask me what they always ask me. Are we going to break even like Atlanta?
Like what?
Like Atlanta. Atlanta broke even, isn't that the story?
Bit early to tell.
Well, take your time, Brian. There's a whole century not touched yet.
Well, I'll know when they know.
Atlanta don't know whether they broke even?
Well, it's too hard to tell. I mean, the figures haven't all come in yet. I mean, 65% of the Atlantic budget was value-in-kind payments.
Value-in-kind payments?
Yeah.
What are value-in-kind payments?
Well, that's what's hard to tell. I mean, it's interpreted in different ways.
Well, how did they interpret it? Let's use them as a basis. How did they interpret
But
it?
it's impossible to know. You'd have to go through all the accounts of all the companies concerned.
No, Brian, no. Look, you've got your expenses down one side and your income down another side. They balance. Isn't that the way it works?
Look, I know that, and I would have thought so too. But, you know, things change. For example,
Well-
do you realise that our budget has risen by 50%
Our budget?
since we had the right to stage this thing?
50% up?
Yeah.
That's not terribly good, is it?
Well, it's all right if income has risen by 50%.
Can I ask a personal question?
Yeah.
Has income risen by 50%?
I doubt it.
You doubt it. You don't know, Brian? I thought you did this for a living.
John, look, the income isn't in yet, OK? I mean, sometimes it doesn't come in. Most times it doesn't come in until afterwards. I mean, it's really, really tricky stuff.
Brian, I tell you what, the public are not going to wear a shortfall on the games. I'll tell you that now.
Yeah, but, John, there are certain monies that we only have a provision for a start.
A provision for?
Yeah.
That's distinct from what?
Well, like an amount.
Oh, I'd like $40 worth of petrol. I haven't got any money, but I made a provision for it.
John, look, hang on. I'll give you an example, right? Take the Olympic Stadium, OK? Right, now, would you say that the Olympic Stadium is an expense of the Games?
Obviously, it's an expense.
Of course
of
it
the
is.
games.
OK. Now, the Olympics are going to last 2 weeks, but the Olympic Stadium, that's going to be there for a long time.
Well, what are you going to
afterwards.
regard it as
John,
if you
look,
don't regard
please,
it as an
come on.
expense of the Olympics? It's
John,
an Olympic
John,
stadium.
Will you please trust me, OK? All right? OK, Sydney will break even. I've got to go. I'm sorry, I'm a bit late.
We're
Gina,
50% over.
see you after lunch.
And Sydney will break even. He's a bit casual. I mean, he's just told me that the Sydney Games are going to break even, having previously just told me we're 50% over budget.
Well, I've been saying for ages we should be looking at our costs. Hi, Jared. Thank you. I owe you one.
Who's Jared?
Don't worry about it.
This dude is a legend, and I could literally just sit here and watch the entire thing. But that would not be right. You know what I mean. Australia is the GOAT for mockumentaries, I have learned. I'm fascinated just by the idea to make an entire mockumentary series about the game, like the Olympic Games coming to Australia. That's such an awesome idea. The only sad part about it is that after the games happened, the show had to end. So there were 2 seasons, 13 each, one in 1998 and one in 2000. That is hilarious. That was genuinely hilarious. Yeah, the dude's a legend. Thank you for suggesting that. And I guess that's it. I'll see you guys tomorrow.